Welcome back to another episode of Candid Campus. I'm your host, Reagan, and today I'm joined by Abbey Walton, the Assistant Director of Student Leadership and Engagement. Abbey, thank you for joining me on Candid Campus today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, let's get into it. So, can you walk us through your journey from being a student at USCA to now working here?
Oh gosh, yeah. So as a student, I started college freshman year in 2020, so right in the middle of COVID. Everything was online. It was really, really hard to get involved with it, everything being online, and a lot of things got canceled during COVID. But my senior year of college, I met some people that immediately took me in and opened so many doors for me. Gave me so many opportunities to get involved, and unfortunately it was my senior year, and I was like, oh my gosh, where has this been for the past 3 other years? And I was waitressing at Mellow Mushroom and had no idea what I wanted to do post-college or post-graduation. And I remember I got a text one day, going back, I got an opportunity to work as the student coordinator for an extended orientation program called Project Pacer.
Okay. Yeah.
It was me and two other students, and the two other students unfortunately weren't able to continue with the program, so I became solo coordinator and created the program all by myself. It's where we take incoming students off campus on a little weekend trip to make connections, make memories, meet some friendly faces before they even step foot on campus. And after building that program, I got a text one day that was like, hey, what are you doing post-graduation? I was like, nothing. I don't know yet. And she was like, well, we have something that might interest you. We're going to have a job opening in the office, and we really think that you should apply. And so I just remember feeling like it was just meant to be, because I had all these thoughts going through my head, like, I'm not ready to leave yet. I feel like I didn't get the experience I was supposed to have with COVID, and also just being such an introvert, and I just didn't know what was out there. And then once I did, I had a lot of regrets. I was like, I feel like I still have more to do here at USCA. And so I applied, I interviewed, and I so fortunately got the job here. And now everyone jokes, they're like, you just couldn't leave, you just couldn't get away. And I'm like, you're right. I felt like I still had more to do here.
Oh, that is so cool. And then just taking on that project by yourself is such a big accomplishment, amazing. Okay, so who or what influenced you the most during your time at USCA?
Oh, wow. I will definitely say that my professors here at USCA. I remember hearing so many other students that I knew, have a really tough time with some professors, and, maybe they just, they lacked what that professor looked for in a student, or, vice versa. And the professors that I had, they truly just were so welcoming and so understanding when it came to just everything that comes with a college student, working, the classes, the studying, the social life, and my professors believed in me. I think they were some of the first people here at USCA that believed in me when I didn't know that there was anything in me worth believing in.
Oh, yeah.
And they saw something in me that I didn't see, and kind of, reinforced that I can be something special one day. And so they really motivated me to continue to step outside my comfort zone throughout the years.
Yeah, and going from gen ed professors to the actual comm department people, they are just so accommodating to you, and that's amazing. How has growing up in Aiken shaped you to the way you approach your work with students?
I feel like a good chunk of our campus, the students do already live in campus.
Right.
They already live here, they've grown up here, they commute to campus. And so I do feel that I'm able to connect with them in a way that's like, hey, I know that, you know, whether USC Aiken was your first choice or not, even if you grew up in Aiken, you can still get that college experience that, you know, I didn't think I could have. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get the college experience unless I go away for college. But you can still get it here. USC Aiken has everything to offer that a school somewhere else does and more. And I think I can just kind of relate to them that, you know, even though you lived in Aiken, USC Aiken is like its own little community. You know, other parts of the town, it's like, oh, I remember going there as a kid, and so do they, but it's hard to feel like you're getting the college experience when you've grown up here, but learning how to navigate that and knowing how to navigate that, I think really allows me to connect with those students who also kind of feel the same way. So yeah.
So I'm assuming you wouldn't want to change your decision of going here at all?
No, absolutely not. I actually have a 17-year-old sister right now who's going to be a senior next year, and I'm really working hard on trying to get her to come here. She's like, oh, I'm getting out of Aiken, I'm getting out of Aiken, and I'm like, I said the same thing. You just wait. We're also just like so family oriented too, and like the thought of going hours away from my family through one of the toughest parts of my life, I was like, I just don't think I can do that. And when it came down to actually making a decision on where to go, I was like, Aiken, like always.
It's so special being here.
It is.
And I hope your sister comes here.
I do too. I do too.
All right. How do you prioritize and balance so many different responsibilities?
Oh, that is a really good question. I will say at times I'm still learning. Because after just recently being engaged, and now my fiance and I are building a house, and we're building a house and planning a wedding in the same year. So that's a lot, along with juggling, you know, a social life, work, and I love my job so much, and one thing I do love about it is it's not just like your 9-to-5 job. It's something where the people that you're with, you want to be with them like outside of the office. And as far as juggling the responsibilities, I would say I try to make sure that I leave time for me, because if I make time for myself and, you know, prevent that burnout and make sure that my head's always screwed on right, I know I'm going to give 110% into everything else. So, you know, 1 to 2 times a week, I'll go and do something that's just for me, something that I want to do, whether it's going to get, you know, coffee, or just go drive over to Augusta to go shopping, or go for a walk with my dog, just something that is for me and allows me to put myself first, and then the rest just kind of falls into place after that.
What is the most rewarding part of working with students?
I will say the most rewarding part is definitely just being able to witness their growth. I've worked here for almost 2 years now, and in those 2 years, I've already been able to witness a few students that I saw them at day one, and I get to see them till this day, and the growth in their confidence and their belief in themselves is just amazing. Like, for example, I know one student who I first met her, she came on the very first ever Project Pacer trip. So I first got the job and ran the first trip as a staff member when I thought I was going to be running it as a student. But when I got the job, I ran the first Project Pacer program as a staff member, and she was on that trip. And I think I maybe heard 5 words out of her the whole entire trip. And she, this past week, just recently got up and was one of the, you know, the spokespeople, the, oh gosh, I can't think of the word.
Like the MCs?
Yeah, she was an MC at our most recent leadership banquet, and just went up there with such confidence, and all I could think the whole time watching her was, this is a totally different person.
Yeah.
She would have never gotten up in front of this many people and done this 2 years ago. So that is one of the most rewarding things.
I love that. What's one moment at USCA that has really stuck with you?
Ooh, let's see. I will say this past summer, the Project Pacer orientation trip, we doubled in numbers from our first year ever doing the program, and watching the students, so they come in, they don't know it, they're signing up to go on a trip with nobody that they know. They don't know a single person on the trip. And they pay this money and they go, and they're out of town. They're around complete strangers. They're away from their families. And we have to make sure that, they're making those connections while they're on the trip. And we always talk about how the car ride to wherever we wind up going is always very quiet and very awkward. And by the time we get to the car ride home, we can't get them to stop talking. And this past summer, it was our second year, doubled in numbers, and just seeing those students come together and, seeing them around campus till this day. I actually went and had lunch with them, or dinner with them, sorry. I went and had dinner with them a few weeks ago, and they're all still friends. Like, they were telling me about how they all went to the Aiken County Fair back in the fall together, and just knowing that I, had a very small piece in that and was able to give that to them, that is one of the most, that is something that has impacted me.
Yeah, just being able to be in there and foster their growth is so special.
Yeah.
What does a typical day in your position look like, or is there even such a thing as a typical day?
I'm going to be honest, there's no such thing as a typical day. Every single day looks different. We work in the Student Activity Center, so every day there's a different event. There's a different group of students. The crowd's different. The foot traffic's different. Some days it's very quiet in there and it's very slow. Some days there's a huge event and there's music playing and you can just hear it from the office. But I will say that a typical day, a somewhat typical day looks like, being in the office and working on programming, working on, right now we're working on orientation, summer programming, things like that, making sure that we're getting ready for the fall, but at the same time we're juggling graduation and trying to get the May students out. And then, helping students with their needs. So our office is where students come when they need help to find the financial aid office, or if they want to learn how to get involved in a student organization, or if they just want to check out a basketball to go play in the gym. So customer service is huge in our office, and that is our number one priority. So being there for the face-to-face students and their needs on the spot is number one. But programming for whatever comes next, it's kind of different every single day. It's crazy at times, but I think that's what I love about it, and that's what our students love about it, is that it's never boring and it's never the same.
Right. Very nice. All right, let's get into your personal life.
Ooh, I can talk about this.
So you mentioned getting into running recently. What made you start and what keeps you motivated?
Yeah, so how I kind of mentioned earlier about making sure that I made time for me. So in high school, I was an athlete. I played volleyball all through senior year. Wanted to play in college, but just didn't think that I could, so I didn't at the time. Again, COVID and all that stuff. But that was the best shape of my life that I had ever been in. And after that, I was like, okay, time for a break. And then that break turned into months and then years. And I would go, to the gym every once in a while, but it was never consistent. And I loved it. I loved it when I was in high school. I needed something to push me and to motivate me to do it. And up until recently, I just never really did anything like that for myself. And I don't know, one day I just woke up and I was like, okay, I have got to stop saying that I need someone to like push me. I need someone to be there to motivate me. I just kind of realized that nobody's going to do that, and the only person that can do it is me. I have to be my own motivator. I have to be my own, trainer and coach and everything like that. I have to get up and do it for myself. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to tell me, hey, get up, get out of bed, like, let's go do this. I have to tell myself to do it. And also, like, I'm getting married in November. So I was like, let me do something that, keeps me active, keeps me in shape. But once I started, I just felt so good about myself afterwards. And it just became this thing where I got to do something for me. It helped me clear my head and kind of organize my thoughts. It allowed me to get outside. I love being outside. Yeah. It's one of my favorite places to be. My family says that I'm like I'm like a solar panel. Like, I'm solar charged. Like, I don't run unless I'm outside and, like, have been in the sun for a little bit. But I just love being outside, so that it gave me the opportunity to, have a reason to go do something outside. But yeah, I felt great after doing it, and it was just one thing that I was like, I don't have to go to a gym and be around a bunch of people. I don't have to drive far. I don't have to spend a ton of money. It's just something that I'm doing for me. Right. And I kind of just fell in love with it.
Very nice. So between wedding planning and building a home, like you mentioned, what has that season of life been looking like for you?
It's been looking pretty crazy.
I bet.
I will say that I'm learning that I'm not as creative and type A as I thought I was.
Okay.
I've been procrastinating a lot of things, unfortunately. Most of the wedding planning is like pretty knocked out. I'm waiting till the summer for things to kind of slow down before I continue with all the like nitty-gritty details. But like all vendors have been booked and stuff like that. As far as like building the house and stuff, that's been a really big learning process about how everything works, like loans and the credit and the paperwork. And my fiance, he works in construction, so he does that stuff every day. And I'm like, can you please explain? Like, tell me the process. And he's like, I don't know how to explain it. I just do it. And I'm like, okay, great. He's definitely like the person that just does it. He doesn't know how to teach it. He just does it. So I'm like, can you tell me a little bit more about the steps that we're taking to get this loan? And he's like, I'm just going to do it. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, he's like, you just worry about what the inside of the house, what you want it to look like. And I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that. I know I want this color walls, this color cabinets. But it's a little overwhelming at times. But I mean, when I do get overwhelmed, I try to just remind myself how, blessed we are to be able to be in this stage of life and have the opportunity to do these things. I am ready for the wedding to get here.
Yes, I bet.
I'm not ready for it to be over, but I'm ready for it to be here because I feel like part of it is just the anticipation of the actual day itself. And part of me feels like time's going slow, but also I feel like time's flying. So I'm just kind of in a mix. But those things are kind of like on a pause right now for like the next like week or two until we get through graduation.
Very nice. So in between all of that, I know you said you like to do something for yourself. What is your comfort show you could watch over and over again?
Oh gosh. I think I have two.
Okay.
Because number one, The Vampire Diaries. Always,
classic. Forever.
I don't even know when I first started watch that show. Like, I think I was middle school, and it's like always on the TV. It's always in the background. It's the show that I put on the TV to like fall asleep at night. It's my comfort show. Something about it. But number two, The Walking Dead. I actually just recently watch The Walking Dead all the way through. And it took me a while because it's such a long show. But I was hooked. I mean, every single free second that I had, I was watching The Walking Dead. And now that's the show that I've been putting on recently in the background. Such an amazing show. I meet very few people who have actually watched it all the way through because it is such a long show. And anytime I meet someone who's watched it all the way through, I'm like, yes, like, let's talk about it. Let's get into the details. And, but yeah, those are my two, which honestly, they're kind of like parallel in a way because vampires and zombies, I think I have a thing maybe. I love the romance shows and stuff like that, but I think all of that is just like a fake reality in a way. So I try to watch, which I mean, vampires and zombies are also fake reality. But I don't know. I like getting lost and I like action. I was about to say the action part of it. I like being on the edge of my seat. I like not knowing not knowing what's going to happen next because I feel like a lot of other shows can be a bit predictable. I don't like predictable. I like keep me guessing.
Okay, very nice. So you mentioned that you love shopping. What is one thing currently sitting on your online shopping cart that you haven't checked out yet?
Oh gosh, there's so many. There's so many. I just was reaching for my phone, but there's always a pair of shoes somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
There's always a pair of shoes. There's always clothes. I cannot have enough clothes. You just never can. I will say, like, an interesting purchase that's sitting, waiting to be purchased is, like, one of the smart rings.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Oura rings. I've been going back and forth between the Oura ring or, like, the...
Ring-Con?
Yeah. I've been going back and forth between those two, so I decided the Ring-Con.
Okay, that's
just because it's like cheaper and you don't have to pay the monthly subscription. That's sitting in my cart.
Okay.
I can't decide if I want to do it or pull the trigger. If I do, I'm gonna have to get like the ring sizing kit and all that stuff. But yeah, I really want one.
Me too.
I really, really want one so bad. I just can't pull the trigger.
Right, they're so expensive, but they have so many like benefits to getting them.
And I'm like, I have a smartwatch.
True, Apple Watch, like.
But I see so many people talk about how they do more than like a smartwatch. So I'm like, and they have both. And I'm like, okay, well, I need both then.
Same,
like if you're telling me these things, then I mean, I guess I'm just gonna have to get it one day.
Yeah, just pull the trigger. You got it.
I'm just waiting for like next paycheck, pay off a few more wedding things, and then I'll get one.
Maybe it could be your present after you're done with the wedding. Like,
that's too far. That's too far. Okay. I need it sooner. My biggest thing is like, if I want something, I'm gonna have it the next day. I'm so bad about it. I'm like, expedite shipping.
Right.
Something pops into my head. I'll find a way to afford it. Oh my gosh, my fiance is gonna kill me. He's like, Abby, you've got to stop spending so much money. I'm like, it's not me. It's something. There's something inside of me that possesses me and takes over and just hits checkout.
Right.
And I've been doing this thing recently where it's like, just do it and like face the consequences later of like beating yourself up and be like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? I shouldn't have spent that money. And I'm trying to be like, Abby, when this arrives and after you press complete order, are you going to regret it? Are you going to be like, oh my gosh, what did I do? What did I do? And then I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it. You only live once.
Yeah, but it's like, it's so fun. I feel like it's just part of being a girl.
Right.
It's just the shopping. I just love shopping. I also blame some of that on my grandma.
Oh.
She taught me that shopping is therapy, like 110%. So, yeah. Thanks, Mimi.
Okay, go. Speaking of your fiance, that you said you couldn't live without him, how has that relationship impacted your life and like growth?
Oh my gosh. In every single way possible. No. He is my rock. He is my safe place. He's my best friend. He truly has like the personality of a saint and he's the biggest goofball I've ever met. Like, he knows how to make me laugh. I cannot ever be mad at him because he just looks at me and we just both start laughing. He always keeps me on my toes, but also just reminds me that things are never that serious, which is what I love. He works hard every single day for us, and that just motivates me to get up and work hard for our future too. Everything that he does is not just for him, but for us.
Yeah.
And so I really admire that about him, and like, he's my protector. I always feel safe with him. But, you know, I'll come home after a long day at work and be like, oh my gosh, da-da-da, and this happened today, and this happened today. And he's like, you want to go get ice cream?
Aww.
And I'm like, yeah. And, like, it's just never that serious with him. And I think part of the reason that we go so well together is because we do balance each other. I can kind of, like, I get anxious and I get nervous and I'm like all over the place and I'm like, well, what if this? What if that?
Right.
And he's just like, what if we just wait and find out?
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like, let's do that. But then also, I think that I balance him in a way to where sometimes he can be a little too, like, loosey-goosey. And I'm like, all right, reel it in. Like, we need to plan this wedding. We need to build this house. Like, let's get it done. And he's like, yeah, it'll happen. And I'm like, all right, well, we need to sit down and do this.
The list?
Where's the list? Like, we need a checklist. And he's like, let's just take it day by day. And I'm like, I don't know about that. But he's great. He supports me in everything that I do. I recently got into, like, photography. And he was like, buy the camera. Do it. Like, why not? And when I got into running, he was like at the end of every finish line and just cheering me on. So yeah, I love him.
Such great traits to have in a partner that you're going to grow old with forever.
Definitely.
Okay, so at the end of each Candid Campus episode, we do a segment of this or that. I'm going to give you a couple questions and you're going to say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Okay. Coke or Pepsi?
Ooh, Coke.
Call or text?
Call, text.
Okay.
I don't like to call. Wait. Yeah, I like to think about what I'm going to say.
Right. Sandals or sneakers?
Sandals.
Okay. Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Me too. Movie date or dinner date?
Ooh, movie date.
Me too. The station or the sack?
The sack.
Okay. That's interesting. I feel like everyone says the station.
Yeah, I don't know. The sack has dessert. I love a sweet treat.
Oh yeah, sweet treat. Abby, thank you so much for being here on Candid Campus. It's been so much fun getting to know more about your story.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Please make sure you follow Pacer Studios on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and we'll see you next time.